My name's Sarah Lieber. I'm the FFA advisor at Appleton City, Missouri. Most of my students come from production agriculture farms, and most of them do raise row crops, and so I thought this was an excellent opportunity for them to learn how to be able to evaluate their own yields on their own farms. We spent several days during school going over it, like before or after school we practiced, and then a few days after that we would go out into their farms and evaluate either their corn or beans. And we also had one of our local agronomists took us out one day and practice with us. Well, we do the practice for yield grading in class, but you don't really see the true benefit until you actually walk out in a field, I think, and see, the crops in stands. It's different when you get all the corn or bean plants laying on a table and you evaluate them more or less walking out in the field. So I think it really drives home the point of, seeing it in action. They liked the fact that they got to evaluate multiple different types in the actual environment where they're at. So they thought that was really cool, so they could see where they were growing and all that. And they liked the competition part. They think that, the camaraderie of meeting all the students from other schools. Be involved, because the kids, you gotta kind of coax them and encourage them to do anything, and I think if they would just be more involved, that helps with that, because I always tell my kids, don't be afraid to try something that you feel a little out of your comfort zone to do, because taking a risk has great benefits in the end. I always try to tell them that something that they wouldn't normally do, try it, just once, like speaking contest, because most of my kids are very shy about getting in front of kids and doing that kind of stuff, like speaking of any sort in front of people is generally something that makes people nervous, so that's usually one of the things I encourage them to do. Really appreciate you guys inviting us. It was a wonderful opportunity. My kids really had a great time.